In India, as the country is set to become the world's most populous nation this year, a lot of emphasis has been put on its large youth population. Now, they give the country a competitive edge. But economists warn that India may not be able to cash in on this so-called demographic dividend for long. Rebecca Bundhun reports from Mumbai.
63-year-old Sikandar Khan sells ice cream to cover his daily expenses. He anticipates that he may have to do this for the rest of his life. He has no pension, no health insurance, and after his 9 children moved away from home and had their own families, he says he and his wife barely see them, let alone receive any financial support from them.
अकेला उसको सोचना है कि हमको करना ही खाना है तो वो फिर चारों बाजू थोड़े सी देखेगा वो भले कैसा भी हो वो तो जाएगा भले कुछ हो या ना हो आशा से खड़ा रहेगा कि आज हमारे 200-300 रुपया मिल जाएंगे तो घर में खर्चा आएंगे लेकिन कभी मिलते हैं सर कभी नहीं मिल पाते
Sikandar and his wife Ashia try to scrape together a few dollars a day to get by. For most of his life, Sikandar was a casual labourer, earning daily wages. Any money he earned was spent on his family, which means that he's left without savings. The Indian government has recently put the number of workers like Sikandar who fall outside India's formal economy at over 400 million. Analysts expect India's population, 65% of which is under the age of 35, to grow very rapidly over the next 2 decades. A report by the Indian government's Economic Advisory Council shows that 8.6% of India's citizens are over the age of 60, which is much lower than many developed countries. But it projects that by 2050, India's elderly population will increase by 3 times, to reach 319 million, making up almost 20% of the total population. As India ages, the Economic Advisory Council recommends measures including raising the retirement age, increasing the income security coverage of existing pension schemes, subsidising health services and reskilling the elderly workforce. Economists say India is sitting on a ticking time bomb and needs to act soon to better future-proof India's workforce and workers.
Do Indians save enough for retirement? Probably not. Can the elderly afford the healthcare costs? Because healthcare costs have really increased. Probably not. I think this is where we need to have a larger discussion in terms of the cost of healthcare, cost of providing healthcare.
India does have several social security programs, including voluntary pension systems and a government healthcare scheme. But not everyone takes advantage of them, often because they haven't been able to pay into a pension. As such, the onus falls on the younger generation to help provide for the elderly in the family, like 52-year-old Gulab Kamble does. He's taking care of his 80-year-old father.
जब अभी एक लड़का है अभी वही तो मेरे को संभालेगा अभी तो संभालता है लड़का वही भी समय पिताजी को हमारे पिताजी को मैं संभालता हूँ वैसा लड़का हमको भी संभालेगा.
But not everyone is so fortunate to have someone to help provide for them. The Population Foundation of India has warned that in some states the fertility rate is not high enough for the population to replace itself. The NGO notes that in Kerala state, for instance, where there is higher social development, the fertility rate is also lower than elsewhere in the country. All this could contribute in the long run to an ageing population, a problem other economies in the world are already facing. It's something analysts say policymakers in India should take heed of, even while the country reaps its demographic dividend of a young workforce. Rebecca Bundhun, CNA, Mumbai.